I wonder what would happen if I just took one Pokemon and then another Pokemon and I just... Hola! Hello guys, how's it going? With Pokemon Legends on the horizon, I have grown increasingly inspired to draw Pokemon. My favorite thing to draw about Pokemon is Pokemon fusions, Pokemon variations, and that sort of stuff. I think they are like a really cool creative exercise. So I was like, well, I could just draw some. No? Yes. Because I am how I am, I came up with a little bit of lore. You will see, you will see. Pokemon trainer Apohe has somehow found herself involved in some sort of secret Pokemon experiments shenanigans. Why is she here? Why are some people doing suspicious experiments? You will have to subscribe to find out in a future episode. So, the pairs we will be experimenting on today are code 405 with 038, 429 with 620, and 169 with 457. If there's a pair of Pokemon you would like to see in our next set of experiments, don't hesitate to leave your suggestion down in the comment section. Now, on to our first experiment. Did you know the Luxray may not be my current favorite Pokemon, but it was the first Pokemon I ever called my favorite. Just look at it, gorgeous. And I still really like it, which is why I really wanted to fuse it with something else. I used a random Pokemon generator, and I kept rerolling Pokemon until I found something that vied with me, and it ended up being Alolan Ninetales. However, I still like Luxray better, which may seem like innocent and random, but it really clouded my judgment. Like, I was so focused in keeping the base looking mostly like a Luxray, like the head shape, and the mane, that I became like really stubborn. And even though it was clear to me that it wasn't working exactly how I wanted, I just really wanted to make it work, and I lost a lot of time sketching because I was like, no, please. Eventually, it just wasn't working the way I wanted to, and I had to accept that maybe leaning a little bit more into Ninetales would be, the best. Having that solved, I checked some references for Arctic foxes, but they look too squishy, so I leaned more to the red fox in terms of facial structure. But being happy with the sketch, I took a photo of it and moved on to Procreate on my iPad. I'm currently using the Nico Rule brush for line art. I made the body based primarily on Ninetales, but I made it a little bit thicker so it would be slightly halfway towards Luxray's. At first I thought about using Ninetales light blue fur for, instead of Luxray's blue part, and keep the rest the same as Luxray, but it just didn't feel right to me. Like, that black would make it impossible to hunt in the snow. Ninetales has this cool gradient to white in the tip of his tail, so I thought that would help with my conundrum, but just, making a gradient in the black wasn't it, and I was having lots of trouble until I decided to experiment and keep the full pattern full Luxray, but not the color. It took me a while to settle on it, but finally this not so dark bluish color clicked with me. I shaded everything using blue to give it a colder atmosphere, and then using the DNA Donor's shiny colors, changed some stuff to make the shiny version. More particularly, I used Ninetales purplish hue and recolored the yellow accents using shiny Luxray's orange, and I really like both versions. Like, I cannot decide which one I like the most. Experiment 001. Luxtales has inherited the calm and stoic temperament of Alolan Ninetales. They tend to look out towards something in the distance, even when they are indoors. It's a mystery whether they do it as an inherited behavior from Alolan Ninetales, or whether it is due to the X-ray vision inherited from Luxray, allowing them to see something within the walls of the lab facilities that piques their interest. They seem to form packs in which the Luxtales with the biggest tail is generally treated as the leader. Unlike all the hiccups I had with Luxray, Experiment 002 was a little bit more straightforward. Even the details I already had 80% clear in my head. This time the sketching phase was more about making sure the idea in my head was actually doable, but with the first two tries of the sketch I was able to sort out most of my last doubts, except when it came to color. I was like, well, the witch hat is pretty clearly Miss Magius, so maybe I should probably color our subject more like Mian Xiao, but it just looked wrong. I don't know. It just didn't convince me. Then I tried Miss Magius base color and the lily accents from Mian Xiao, but the vibes were off. And then I was like, wait, Miss Magius, like many ghosts, look like, you know, a floating blanket. So maybe if I color it like as if Mian Xiao sort of took the blanket and put it on as an outfit, maybe that would work. You know, the good thing about digital art is that you can try and experiment. And then I just loved it. So I was like, okay, this is it. I then shaded it with purple for an undertone of magic and tried to make the tips of the flowy things in the end of the arms a little bit more ethereal by like merging the line art to the color itself. And as previously, even if I personally don't agree with Miss Magi's shiny, I used it to put together the Experiment 002 shiny version. But you know, I really hate those colors in Miss Magi's, but I'm actually like pretty drawn to how it looks on Experiment 002. Like, I don't know what it is about it, but I think it works better here than in Miss Magi's, so that's good. Experiment 002. Mian Magius inherited Mian Xiao's innate martial arts abilities. It uses the four on the tips of their arms to strike objectives with such fury and speed that they are only visible in our slow motion cameras. They use chants to torment objectives, rendering them unable to defend themselves from the onslaught that will be coming their way. Watching them attack is like beholding the dance of death as they sing, jump, jab, dance, and weave gracefully and seemingly effortlessly. Out of all of today's experiments, 003 was definitely the most direct sketch ever. Ever since I chose them, I was already 100% sure how they would be fused in the synthesized Pokemon style level. It was like, is this okay or am I misimagining it? And then it was like, okay, nice, let's get to work. Since I was more confident about this one in terms of design, it was the first one of the batch that I did on the iPad. The problem now was the pose. The wings are the main attraction, so they should be visible as much as possible. But I also didn't want to make 003 look like they were floating like in Minecraft creative mode. But the other big hassle that you might have noticed is my art style. It is not as synthesized and stylized as the regular Pokemon illustrations that I could try to emulate. You know, Pokemon illustrations with similar art styles are very pretty. But I like semi-realistic Pokemon more. I feel the look of semi-realism kind of looks like a zoologic scientific illustration, sort of, but fantasy? Regardless, it just meant that I had to spend more time figuring out exactly how to make the wings work, and had to look to many references, particularly lots of bad wings. I started coloring and adjusted the canvas to size 1500 by 1500 pixels, which from this illustration on became the standard. After the adjustments, it was time for shading. What I adore about Luminion is, well, the fluorescent butterfly fins. So the shading had to be tailor-made to accentuate this very charming characteristic. It's easier, in my opinion, to bring out the light from the dark than the reverse option, so I shaded everything and then erased the shadow where the light should be. It was just shinification time, and Experiment 003 is finished. Experiment 003. Despite its size, it flies almost completely silently no matter the weather conditions. Thanks to its inherited ability, they can reach extreme speeds under rain, making them barely detectable. It seems to use its bioluminescence to lure curious Pokemon as prey. Even though their bioluminescence gives away their position at night, the light streaks that linger behind them as they fly at high speeds are equal parts beautiful as they are disorienting. Flashing their wings in front of an objective will temporarily blind it at nighttime. They look like a starry sky when there is multiple of them perched in the ceiling. That concludes our 3 first Pokemon fusion experiments. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'd love to hear what you think about these fusions, what you like about them, what you may have done differently, which one is your favorite, and which Pokemon would you like to see next time. I made this secondary Instagram account to put all the fusions we make on these experiments. Be sure to follow me there and check out the links in the description for my other socials. If you want to show me the way you would have done these fusions, feel free to tag me on Instagram or join my Discord server and show it off there. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I hope to see you next time.